The Viking Age, a time often associated with mighty warriors setting sail in longboats, their axes glistening in the northern sun. But today, we focus not on the marauders of the sea, but rather on those who held power and influence in the Viking homesteads. The Viking women. The story of Viking women is a rich tapestry woven with threads of power, influence, and resilience. They were the matriarchs, the SEERS, the traders, and the farmers. They were the unseen force that propelled the Viking society and culture forward. As the misty veil of history parts, we see a society where gender roles, though distinct, were fluid and complementary. In the absence of their husbands, sons, and brothers who set sail in search of plunder and new lands, Viking women managed the homesteads. These were not just domestic duties of cooking and child-rearing. Viking women were in charge of farming, managing finances, handling trade, and ensuring the survival and prosperity of their families. They were the economic backbone, the keepers of the keys, both literally and metaphorically, safeguarding the wealth and prosperity of their homes. The roles of Viking women, however, extended beyond their homes. Artifacts from archaeological excavations, such as weights and scales found in women's graves, tell us about their involvement in trade and commerce. These women conducted business, participated in negotiations, and had a definitive say in the economic matters of their homesteads. They were entrepreneurs, their roles crucial in maintaining the economic stability of their communities. But their influence was not just limited to the material world. Viking women also held spiritual authority. The Viking society was deeply religious, with their pantheon of gods, rituals, and ceremonies forming an integral part of their everyday life. Women often served as priestesses and seers, presiding over religious ceremonies and rituals. They were believed to possess the gift of prophecy, making them revered figures within their communities. The spiritual power of women was considered unique and irreplaceable, adding another layer of influence to their societal roles. In the realm of Viking law, women had rights that were quite progressive for the time. They had the right to divorce, to own and inherit property, and even reclaim their dowries if their marriages ended. These legal rights, though not absolute, underscored their individual agency and personal freedom. It contradicts the often one-dimensional portrayal of Viking society as purely patriarchal, shedding light on the complexities of their social structure. Our understanding of Viking women is not just limited to historical and archaeological findings. The sagas, epic stories passed down through generations, provide us with fascinating insights into the lives of Viking women. These sagas tell tales of shield maidens, female warriors who fought alongside men. Though the historicity of shield maidens is debated, their existence in the sagas speaks volumes about the Viking perception of female strength and courage. One such figure is Lagerda, immortalized in the writings of the 12th century historian SAXO GRAMMATICUS. Lagerda was a shield maiden, a warrior of extraordinary courage and skill who fought alongside the legendary hero Ragnar Lothbrok. Her story, whether fact or fiction, represents the spirit of Viking women, fearless, resilient, and indomitable. Viking mythology also speaks of powerful female figures, the Valkyries. These female deities decided who lived and who died in battle, choosing the bravest of the slain warriors to dine in Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain. The Valkyries, in their power and autonomy, reflect the respect and reverence Viking culture had for women. Their stories tell us of a society that valued and acknowledged the power of women, both mortal and divine. Journeying further into the Norse sagas, we find more tales of remarkable women such as Freydis Eriksdottir, a woman of fierce spirit and boldness. Daughter of Eric the Red and sister to Leif Erikson, she was a part of the Viking exploration to Vinland, now modern-day North America. Her bravery in facing down hostile encounters with the indigenous population is legendary. Freydis, pregnant and weaponless, is said to have bared her chest and dared the attackers to fight, causing them to flee. Such stories, whether steeped in historical truth or the embellishments of storytelling, provide an insight into the perception of female power within Viking culture. In the everyday life of Vikings, women also held the power of craft and creation. They were the weavers and the brewers, their skills essential for survival in the harsh Nordic climate. The crafting of clothing and the brewing of mead were not just domestic chores, but vital trades that added to the homestead's prosperity. The intricately carved wooden distaffs, a tool used in spinning, found in female graves, stand as a testament to the importance of these tasks and the honor associated with them. The Viking women, in their diverse roles, also contributed significantly to the cultural legacy of the Vikings. Runestones across Scandinavia, raised by women in memory of their loved ones, serve as historical documents, detailing voyages, lineage, and important events. These stones, engraved with runic inscriptions, are an important source of historical and linguistic knowledge. Their creation, often overseen by Viking women, but perhaps the greatest testament to the influence of Viking women is seen in the genetic footprint they left behind. Recent genetic studies suggest that Viking women traveled with men on their voyages to distant lands, contributing to the genetic makeup of populations across the British Isles, Iceland, and beyond. This revelation not only challenges the view of Viking voyages as male-only endeavors, but also highlights the role of Viking women in the Norse diaspora. As we explore the lives of Viking women, we come to realize that they were not just bystanders in the grand saga of the Vikings. They were active participants, their roles multifaceted and influential. They were traders, farmers, craftswomen, seers, and in some tales, even warriors. They were the beating heart of the Viking society, their contributions vital to the survival and prosperity of their communities. The Viking Age, with its tales of exploration and conquest, is a captivating chapter in human history, but it is also a story of resilience, endurance, and adaptability, qualities embodied by the women of the Viking world. Their lives, steeped in power and influence, echo through time, offering a nuanced understanding of Viking society. As we peel back the layers of history, the image of the Viking woman comes into clearer focus. A figure of strength, influence, and resilience. She is a woman who navigates the complexities of a changing world with grace and tenacity. Her story, a testament to the enduring spirit of women across ages. The Viking woman, in all her roles, stands as a powerful reminder of the crucial part women have played throughout history, often against great odds. She serves as a symbol of strength, challenging stereotypes, and reshaping our understanding of the past. As we delve into the saga of the Vikings, let's not forget the women who stood at the helm, steering their society towards progress and prosperity. As our exploration of Viking women concludes, we are left with a richer understanding of Viking society and culture. We see a world where women were more than just silent figures in the shadows of their male counterparts. They were holders of influence and power, their roles integral to the functioning of their society. They were the unseen backbone of Viking civilization, their contributions resonating through time. In the grand tapestry of history, the narratives of women are often lost or overlooked, but as we shed light on the lives of Viking women, we can uncover a narrative of power, resilience, and influence. These women were not confined by the societal norms of their time. Instead, they navigated them, carved out spaces for themselves, and played roles that were crucial to the survival and prosperity of their communities. They were the matriarchs, the seers, the traders, the craftswomen, and sometimes the warriors. Their stories remind us of the complexities of history and the diverse roles women played in shaping it. They remind us that history is not just the story of kings and warriors, but also of mothers, daughters, and wives. It is a story of people, in all their diversity, navigating the currents of time, leaving behind legacies that echo through the ages. The Viking woman, in her strength and resilience, stands as a symbol of female power and autonomy. She embodies the spirit of her time, a spirit of exploration, courage, and adaptability. Her story, woven into the broader narrative of the Viking Age, offers a more nuanced understanding of this fascinating period in history. So as we retell the stories of the Vikings, let's remember to include the tales of these formidable women. Let's remember the matriarchs who managed the homesteads, the seers who wielded spiritual power, the traders who influenced the economy, and the craftswomen whose skills were vital for survival. Let's remember the woman who stood shoulder to shoulder with men, shaping the Viking world in ways both big and small. As we walk away from this exploration of Viking women, we carry with us a greater understanding of Viking society, a world that was far more complex and diverse than it often appears. A world where women held power and influence, where they were integral to the functioning of their society. A world that was shaped not just by the men who set sail on longboats, but also by the women who held the fort at home. Through their stories, we gain a glimpse into a society that was progressive in many ways, where women could own property, divorce, and were involved in trade and commerce. We see a society that revered women as spiritual leaders and allowed them the space to exercise their power. In the saga of Vikings, women were not just footnotes. They were the co-authors of their civilization's story, their lives intricately interwoven with the fabric of Viking society. As we continue to explore and understand our past, let's ensure their stories continue to be told, their influence recognized, and their legacies honored.